Books on Tape presents The Lost Diary of Don Juan by Douglas Carlton Abrams. Read by Scott Brick. Editor's Note: As an editor at the University of California Press who was responsible for unsolicited manuscripts, I received many unusual submissions, but nothing like the one you were about to read. The cover letter indicated that the manuscript was being sent to me because of an article I published in the Journal of Spanish Literature. I had received the few shreds of evidence that Don Juan, the famed seducer of women, was an actual historical person who lived in southern Spain in the 16th century. My correspondent claimed that the enclosed manuscript was nothing less than a translation of a diary kept by this very same Don Juan and hidden for a dozen generations in secrecy. The package had no return address. The diary was supposedly written in Sevilla in 1593, during the Spanish Golden Age. King Philip II ruled the largest empire the world had ever known, and by order of the crown, Seville was the sole port through which all the silver and gold of the Americas poured. Because of its great wealth and decadence, Seville was often called the Great Babylon of Spain. Galanteadores, the Spanish word for gallants or seducers, were common at the time, and their success may have been partly the result of the depletion of men caused by wars and colonization. Although the accuracy of the historical census data is hard to judge, it was estimated that in some neighborhoods, half of all women were widowed or abandoned. A man's life does not divide evenly into chapters. Neither, apparently, did Don Juan's diary. The letter indicated that the translator had taken the liberty of separating the text into parts and even inserting chapter titles throughout. By the dating, it seems that Don Juan often wrote what has become several chapters in a single sitting. I must apologize to my scholarly colleagues for these corruptions of the text, which should not be taken as original. Most scholars have maintained that while perhaps based on folk tales, Don Juan Tenorio was nothing more than a fictional character created by the Spanish monk and playwright Tirso de Molina. This diary, if authentic, would substantiate the minority opinion, first proposed by the French scholar Louis Viardot in 1835, that Don Juan was an actual noble who lived in the city of Seville and on whom Molina may have loosely based his character. I have had the diary reviewed by numerous experts who could find no sign of obvious forgery. However, scholarly caution has caused me to wait until now to publish this translation. My colleagues have at last convinced me that a judgment about a diary's authenticity is best made not by me, but by the reader. DCA, June 2006. Rumors and Lies. I write in the naked pages of this diary so that the truth will be known, and my fate will not be left to the rumors and lies already whispering through the streets of Sevilla. Many, I am sure, will try to turn my life into a morality play after I am dead, but no man's life is so easily understood or dismissed. I would not risk inscribing my secrets in this diary had I not been convinced to do so by my friend and benefactor, Don Pedro, the Marquis de la Mota. I argued that nothing I would write could be circulated in my lifetime without my being condemned by the Holy Office of the Inquisition and burned at the stake. The Inquisitor himself branded this danger into my imagination just yesterday. Perhaps it is this fresh threat, or the ultimatum of the king, that has at last caused me to pick up this quill and ink these words. The Marquis insisted that it is for posterity that I should write this diary, one's reputation being the only true immortality. But it is hardly vanity alone that